And now we are talking movies. This is the smallest section, aside from comic books, which didn't exist, but this is the smallest existing section for the episode. Two pieces. First piece is a trailer. The new trailer for the next Fear Street movie has been released. Again, Netflix got the rights to this R.L. Stine thing. Link can be found down in the show notes. So I watched Fear Street, and I'm going to give you just my brief kind of synopsis. So if you want to, I'm going to try to not spoil it. It'd be really hard to spoil it in a brief review-ish. The one qualm that I had with this, being something of a horror fan, being something of an R.L. Stine fan, the one major qualm I had with this movie was the editing. Not even necessarily the video editing, but the audio editing was kind of hot garbage. I had a blast watching this movie, so the first movie anyway. So if you're looking for a pretty good time and you can get past the audio weirdness, because like I will say this about the audio editing, you listen to, it's like they only could get the rights to 5 seconds of every song you ever heard from the 90s. Because that's what they do, is they play about 5 seconds from every song you ever heard in the 90s. It's a little disorienting on the audio side of things. But again, assuming you can get past that, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely not the best horror movie ever, but it definitely has a unique twist on a lot of tropes that we've been getting in slasher type movies since the 80s. So I dug it. Definitely worth a watch. Definitely going to be continuing to watch these. So the next movie, again, Part 2, 1978 is what it's called, will be coming out sometime soon. I don't believe there is a proper release date for it just yet. It still says coming soon. If I can find out otherwise, I will definitely follow up in the next episode. So the last piece for the movie section is an interesting one into itself as well. And it's about a movie called Rebel Moon. What is Rebel Moon? So if you want to make your very own Star Wars movie, but can't get in very tight with the boys over at Lucasfilm, or the people, I guess, to be less gender exclusive, over at Lucasfilm, then just make your own and call it an homage, quote unquote. So Zack Snyder is making this movie. Zack Snyder originally developed this idea as a pitch to Lucasfilm when it was still under the tutelage of George Lucas. So it got shot down. He couldn't make his movie in the Star Wars universe, so he has been retooling it ever since. According to Snyder, ever since 2012, which I'm very questioning that timeline anyway. So yeah, apparently since 2012 he's been retooling this, and now it's coming out on Netflix as Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon, if you look up the synopsis, I'm not going to read it here, but if you look up the synopsis, definitely has some parallels to what's going on in Star Wars, or to what the mainline Star Wars story is anyway. And Snyder, if this does well, Netflix is going to assumably let him build this also into its own universe. So we will have the Snyder Zombieverse, and then the Snyder Starverse, or Moonverse, Rebelverse, I don't know. But yeah, very interesting. Definitely going to keep tabs on this, because I don't hate Zack Snyder. I've said before that he's like a more talented Michael Bay, and I will stand by that, because while his movies are entertaining, they're really not as deep as he wants to pretend they are. So interested, but I don't know, not necessarily holding my breath. But that is where we stand on the movie section.